In Photoshop CC, there are a lot of ways to design efficiently using features like libraries, glyphs, artboards, and more. I need to create some artwork for band t-shirts, stickers, posters, and other merchandise that can be used to promote an upcoming album. In this video, I'll take you through the process of creating that artwork, which you can see here, and show you some great ways to be more efficient in Photoshop as you design. I've started my project by opening an image file and adding an artboard to the file by choosing Layer, New, Artboard from Layers. In this case, Artboards will let me try out different design ideas in the same file. Now I'd like to add a design element to make some text that I'll add pop. I'll make a new layer in the Layers panel to contain this new artwork and make it easily editable later on. Using the Stamp tool over here in the Tools panel, I'll just copy a bit of the original image onto the new layer. Using the Move tool, I'll drag the selected layer content up a bit so you can see the difference. Next, I'll add some type to the design. I created some type earlier and will simply show the type layers in the Layers panel over here. I'll select the text and make a quick text formatting change. You can also choose glyph alternates for a selection right on the canvas to help save time. I'll select the letter C in Clouds and choose a canvas glyph alternate that appears in this menu. With the artwork finished, I want to be able to save and reuse it elsewhere. I can easily do this with Creative Cloud libraries, which allow you to access, organize, and share your design assets. You can even organize design assets into multiple Creative Cloud libraries. These libraries may be based on projects or even types of assets, for instance. One way to add assets to a Creative Cloud library is to select layers you want to save in the Layers panel, like these image layers, then drag them right into the Libraries panel to save the content, and even rename it. I'll also select the text and drag that content into the Libraries panel as well, and change the name. With a few assets saved in my default library, I can easily share any of them with the members of the band, for instance, so they can add this design content to stickers, posters, and whatever else they need. Right-clicking on an asset, you can choose Share Link. You can then create a public link that lets anyone with the link download a copy of the selected assets, and once downloaded, they'll be able to edit the contents independently of your original. I'd like to add the artwork that I saved to a mock-up of a t-shirt just to get an idea of what it may look like. This calls for another artboard. You can make a new artboard by selecting the Artboard tool over in the Tools panel, and drawing an artboard or selecting a size and clicking Add New Artboard. I've created another library for a different project I'm working on, and I'd like to use this t-shirt image in this project. I'll drag the image onto the artboard, resize and reposition it a bit. Then click this check mark in the options bar to finish. I'll switch back to the original library I had and drag the text I saved onto the artboard. By default, library assets that are dragged from the Libraries panel are linked to the original library item. When an original asset is modified, like this, all the project files using the linked asset will be updated to the latest version. As a last step for this project, I'll crop the artwork down to the correct album size I need. I'll start by zooming in a bit to the album artwork artboard. I can then click the album artboard name to select it and change the size in the options bar up here. I'll fit the artboard in the window so it's easier to see. Finally, I'll select the layers in the Layers panel. Then I'll drag the artwork with the Move tool into the center of the artboard and take a look at my completed artwork. In Photoshop CC, there are many other features that allow you to work more efficiently as you design. Check out some of our other tutorials and give these techniques a try today. Photoshop artboards are really useful, especially for designing for mobile apps and responsive design. You can design for multiple screens and see the experience and the flow across your entire design in a single document. Artboards are containers that act like special layer groups, and layers placed within an artboard are grouped beneath the artboard in the Layers panel and are clipped by the artboard boundaries on the canvas. You can have multiple design layouts within one document by using artboards. This makes it easy to copy content between artboards, view everything all together, and also keeps your designs organized. When creating a new document in Photoshop, select Artboard from the document type, then select the desired artboard size. In this example, I'm selecting iPhone 5. If you already have a Photoshop document without artboards, you can also easily add them later. Let me switch to a document that already has content. To change artboard properties, you can select the Artboard in the Layers panel. You can then edit artboard properties such as size, orientation, alignment, and more using the Tool Options bar, the Properties panel, or by using the artboard handles to manually resize the artboard. Let me show my rulers. Notice that the guides are relative to the artboard that's moving. You can use the guide layouts to align elements in your design by assigning guides to your desired artboards or to the document. You can also use artboard-specific grids for aligning objects. Let me turn mine on by choosing View, Show, Grid. Just like the guides, the grids also move with the artboard. Let me turn off the grids again. There are many ways to add and edit artboards. With an artboard selected, use the on-canvas controls to easily add artboards to your document, or click the plus icon while holding Alt or Option to easily duplicate the artboard, or use the Artboard tool to create an artboard of a different size. Each artboard has a specific name that appears as a name label on the canvas, and you can edit the artboard names so that they make more sense to you. Just double-click the name in the Layers panel. You can also toggle the visibility of the artboard names on or off by choosing View, Show, Artboard Names. I'll show the artboard names again. In the Layers panel, each artboard has its own set of layers that you can arrange. If you have a lot of content, you can filter the layers in the Layers panel by artboard. If you select an artboard, or select content on an artboard with the Auto Select option enabled, only the contents of the selected artboard will appear in the Layers panel. It's easy to share content between artboards or move content in or out of an artboard. If you drag content associated with an artboard outside the bounds of an artboard, the content is no longer nested within it. Layers outside of artboards are not clipped by any of the artboards. Dragging artwork inside the bounds of an artboard auto-nests the content within that artboard. You can select the Prevent Auto Nesting option in the Layers panel to keep layer content from nesting automatically in or out of an artboard. You can also lock the position of an artboard and its contents on the canvas so that it stays in place. Export optimized content easily by right-clicking any content in the artboard and choosing Export As to get just those layers, or you can choose File Export As to export each artboard as a flattened and optimized PNG or JPEG. Another option is to export each artboard as single PSD files. You can also save your design as a PDF where each artboard is its own page, allowing you to easily send the whole design for review or other purposes. Photoshop gives you even more freedom and flexibility to easily convey responsive web design, mobile app design, and much more. Give artboards a try today.